Chapter 10, Mishnah 1. The following chapter discusses laws of Tumah and Tahara that relate to the production of wine and olive oil. Much of this chapter deals with the Tumah the sages decreed on Amei Haaretz. As we have seen earlier in the Tractate, the sages decreed that an Amei Haaretz is regarded as Tameh, and thus foods, liquids, and utensils that he touches become Tameh. When a person hires Amei Haaretz to process his olives and grapes, he makes sure that the workers and their utensils are tahor by first taking them to mikveh to be immersed. This Mishnah deals with a case where there are tamei items inside the olive press into which the employer brought the Amei Haaretz after they immersed. Someone locks his olive press because of the press workers. That is, to ensure that the workers will not leave the press and become tamei. However, there were objects inside the press that were tamei with midras. Tanaim dispute whether we must suspect that the Amei Haaretz became tamei from these objects and transmitted the tumah to the olives and other items in the press. The first opinion. Rabbi Meir says the olive press and everything inside it is tamei. Since Amei Haaretz are not usually careful about matters of tumah, we must suspect that they touched the tamei objects, thereby becoming tamei, and then touched other items in the press. The second opinion. Rabbi Yehuda says the olive press and everything in it is tahor. The workers are careful to avoid contact with tumah because they realize that their employer made them tahor in order to keep the olives tahor. They are therefore trusted to remain tahor until they finish the job. The third opinion is based on the fact that Amei Haaretz generally recognize some items as tamei, but they consider other items tahor. Rabbi Shimon says if the tamei objects in the press are tahor, even in the eyes of Amei Haaretz, the olive press and everything in it is tamei. Since the workers consider these items tahor, they will not avoid touching them. But if the tamei objects are tamei in the eyes of Amei Haaretz, the olive press and everything in it is tahor. Since the workers view these items as tamei, they take care to avoid touching them. The fourth Tana holds, like Rabbi Meir above, that the contents of the olive press are tamei. His reasoning, though, is different from that of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yossi said, but why are the olive press and its contents tamei? Not because the workers might touch the tamei objects, for Amei Haaretz know to avoid touching such items. Rather, they are tamei because Amei Haaretz are not familiar with the law of tumah throughout movement. They do not realize that one becomes tamei simply by moving an object that is tamei with midras, even without touching it. Hence, although they are careful not to touch the tamei items in the olive press, they are careful to avoid moving them without touching them, e.g. moving them with a stick. Thus, we must suspect that they became tamei, and in turn made the contents of the press tamei.